Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the Chess Classics You Must Know episode 8. And today's game is going to blow your mind. I can guarantee that to you, and you're going to have so much fun. So I hope that you are ready to get yourself tested and to, put your brain to work. This is Sagar Shah welcoming all of you in the chat. And I can also guarantee you one more thing, that today's game you cannot even guess who it's going to be based upon because it's a very unique game that I'm going to talk about today. But first of all, a very warm welcome to everyone in the chat. Very happy to see all of you. Aditya, Trishit, Ayush, Aryan, Naman, Mukul. The 8 a.m. class is very cool because it only has people who are really serious about chess improvement, because it's very difficult to wake up at 8 o'clock if you if you're not so serious about it. But okay, there are a lot of people who watch it later on as well. So I know that getting up at 8 is never easy. Also, you have other things to do. But still, I find this to be a very nice time. Thank you, Roshan from Nepal. Good to see you. Keith, yes, Keith, you mentioned that it would be nice to know in advance if it is happening or not, and that's why I made sure that there was intimation that this is going to happen today. Okay, so first of all, we have our timer here. Okay. Second of all, I'm going to put up a picture here and you have to guess as to who the players are here and which game are we talking about. Do you have any idea, looking at this picture, as to which game we are going to look at? Any idea? Anyone knows who is the white? Like, the player on the right is white, player on the left is black. Paul Morphy, close, but not true. Yeah, no, Capablanca is what many people think, but not really. So very interesting game that we are going to look at, and I'm not going to reveal the names right now. Okay, I'll come to it later so that you guys are not able to guess it. So here we have the chessboard and here we have the social media logos. So basically, just to all those who enjoy this work, I would recommend or request that you can go to Chessbase India on Google and try to just leave a review. Would be nice. Whatever is your feedback would be cool to have. Okay, so I'm not going to reveal the name right now. I'll reveal the name later, and so that none of you can go and Google it and find out which game it is. Okay, so ready? 10 questions. All those who are very serious about it can get a book and a pen with yourself to write down your answers so that you cannot change it in your mind. You can always say, I saw this, I saw that. While those who want to enjoy and just try to test yourself can also write down in the chat. Okay, so shall we get going? First move that was played, and you will be white here, was e4. Okay, black goes e5. White plays the move knight to f3, and black plays the move d6. Now d6 is slightly passive. Of course, knight c6 is the main move, defending the pawn and also developing a piece. There's also knight f6, which leads to the Petrov defense, but black said I'll play d6. Okay, white said I'll go d4 now. This is a good move. d4 gains space, and I think I have discussed this before, but I would like to mention it again, that when white has two pawns here and black has two pawns here, black hopes that white will take on e5, which will equalize the space in the center. So for example, if I make the move, let's say knight to d7, and if you take, this is exactly what black wants, because now the space is equal. While what white wants is for black to take here, and let's say like this, and then white has more space against the black pawn. Yes, I'm going to start the timer. Thank you for reminding. Okay, so timer has begun. I always get this few 1 or 2 minutes extra by forgetting this, so then I'm able to finish it on time. Okay, so black is wanting white to capture, white is wanting black to capture, and here black took on d4. Okay, and so white decided to take with the queen. Now this is a very interesting move. Usually you do not want to develop your queen so early, but white has something concrete in mind here. Black says the queen is in the center, I must attack it. So guys, here's your first question, not for points. What is the move that black should play here to sort of get his play rolling? Jinam Jomon, we have not revealed the player's name so that you cannot go and search. Yes, very good. Keith, Soham, Vinayak, Anchal, Kaushik, Bondita, Sarthak, Aditya, Janil, Tanmay. Fantastic, guys. The right move is knight to c6, which attacks the queen on d4. Very good. So now is your question for the first point. Already, first point, guys. What is the move that white should play here? White to play, what would you play here? Very important move, and also you will learn a lot about how do you keep up the tempo in the opening, how do you keep up the pace. Where do you move your queen? Your queen is attacked. Where do you move? Okay, so let's see what are the answers. Prathamesh Pednekar says queen e5. Prathamesh, just check it out. If you give this check, it can be taken in 2 ways. So not a good idea. Virendra, okay. Jatin Sachdev says queen a4. Okay. Bharti Thakkar, okay. Very interesting. Keith says queen to d1. Many of you want to play queen a4, or many of you want to play queen d1. Now remember, in the opening, let's say if you make a move like queen d1, it's not a bad move. It's just a normal, but you lost time. And when you lose time, opponent gains time. And for that, he will now attack this pawn. Then when you defend it, he will then develop his piece. He will castle. So it's important that you keep up the pace. You don't move the same piece again. And how do you manage to keep up the pace? By continuing your development, and excellent to all those who mentioned bishop b5, pinning the knight so that no longer the knight can move. The queen is safe. Okay, so black says bishop d7. And you know, many times black players are like, bishop d7, now secretly attacking the queen because the pin is broken. Do you see that? What do you play here as white? This is your second point, and this game really should clarify the concept of tempo, of the pace of opening development. You know, you should not let that die down. So white to move, what is the move here? Second point. Very good. All those who have mentioned, okay, there are some very interesting moves. Peter Cavanaugh says bishop c6. Ayush says queen d3. Varun says bishop takes c6. Suraj Kulkarni says Bishop g5, well, Suraj, then you lose here. You lose your queen. It's not an equal trade because after you take, you also lose this pawn. Also, the bishop is hanging. So it doesn't work out so well. Many of you here are mentioning bishop takes c6. Now, I have a question here. How many of you think bishop takes c6 is a good move in this position? How many of you think, because black is going to take this and black has a bishop for a knight, and also his bishop looks pretty good attacking the pawn on e4. How many of you think good? Please write in the chat good. Good move. Please write it down. I want to see how many. There are around 350 people right now. I want to see if not a good move. No, bad move. Shrikar says, I think it's good. Harshadin, good, bad, good. Yeah, all those who do not like can write bad move here. Bad. Well, I see a lot of people writing good. That means a lot of people like giving up this bishop. But there are also people who say it's bad, and it's very interesting. And I would tell you that this is all very, very relative and very important. This is a very important part of chess to understand whether this is good or not. Like chess and in life, you always have to trade one thing for another. Okay. So here, when you trade bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, you lose something, but you gain something. Okay. For example, let's say my current lifestyle. Okay. I am working. I don't sleep on time. I wake up soon. I do not sometimes find time to exercise, eat good food. Let's imagine this is my lifestyle, although it's not. In return, I am able to make Chessbase India grow, make Indian chess grow. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? It's very relative, right, in life. So you give up your, say, health, fitness and all of it, but on the other hand, you're making something very valuable, you're contributing something valuable. You have to assess what is right for you or not. In this particular case, what white has been fighting for is speed, tempo, pace. He doesn't want to waste time. He doesn't want to move his queen back. And that is the reason why even giving up the bishop pair is worth it. Bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6 is a very, very good idea. And this really sort of keeps the queen in the center. And all those who wrote this, full credit to you. Well done, guys. Okay. So white plays the move now, knight to c3. You will see that because he gave up his piece, he's able to develop his pieces very, very quickly. And he puts his knight here. Black also develops. And now, not for points, but what is the move that you would play here? In fact, white has two ways to play in this position. I want to see if you are able to say one of the two. Sanchit Sharma says, from the games we have seen in the classics, people generally don't care much for bishop pair. Well, we saw the game Rosenthal's Tenets. There it was all about bishop pair. Yes, very good. I see that a lot of people have mentioned bishop g5, right? And also a lot of people have mentioned castles. These are two ways to play. The idea of playing bishop g5, in my opinion, is that you want to first take here and spoil his structure, because if he takes with the queen even, I will take and he'll get doubled pawns. If he defends it with bishop e7, like protects this, then you go long castle. And this is actually in the spirit of what we are trying to do. Long castle is always much more active than short castle. Can anyone tell me why is long castle more active than short castle? There is a very specific reason. Shubham Shah, welcome. Yes, rook in the center file. Exactly. The rook develops on the central file already, while if you castle short, the rook remains on f1. That is the big difference. And that is the reason why long castle here would be very much in the spirit of what we are trying to do. Like after castles, I would even go to play e5, trying to open it further, the position, or I will go rook e1, bringing all my pieces into the game. So this was one way to play, but our white hero in this game, he does not go for bishop g5, he plays castles. Okay, all the people over here who are joining in, just to tell you that this game I have not revealed the names of the players because I don't want you to search who is white and who is black. Okay, I'll reveal it later. So castles. Now black said, I want to finish my development, I have to quickly get moving. So bishop to e7, and now white jumped in with his knight to d5. So knight to d5 has been played, and now black said, I don't really want you to take my bishop here. Let's say, for example, take and bishop g5. I'm not so comfortable with this. So he decided to pick up the knight here. Although castles would have been not a bad move. So he took on d5, ed5, and now black castle. Welcome, Mayur. So after castles, white played the move bishop to g5. Now let's try to assess this position as to what are the trumps for white. Can anyone tell me what is white's biggest trump in this position? Virendra, you can also take with the knight here, but the problem is that after e takes d5, your bishop is hanging and also the pawn on g7. That is why he did not take it with the knight. So he took with the bishop, and now bishop to g5. Space, very good, Omkar, that is right. Space is a very active queen. Sarthak, very good. E-file, PK Sriram, not a bad thing. Queen devil, yes, queen over here, centralized queen, space, e-file, all of these things give white a small edge. But black says, I want to fight back in space, and I want to get some of the space back. So what did black play here? Black wants to kind of tell white that this board is not just yours. I will fight back for the space. So black to play, what's a good move here? Yes, basically white has very free development. He can get in his pieces. Black looks a little cramped. So black must fight back for the space. And for that, he must sort of break the center. Cyan Roy, knight d7, not a bad move. Not a bad move. Yes, very good. The devil has mentioned the right move. Oh, everyone wants to play c5 here. I think c5 is a possible move, but you're not hacking this pawn. And once you're not attacking it, I can just drop my queen back. Next move, I can play c4, and I'll keep my space advantage, although you have fought back a little bit in the space front. So therefore, I would say the right move here is c6. Fighting for space, and it's a good move. Now, white said, I don't want to give up space, because if I take, you will take back, and then black has kind of fought back. Next move, he will go d5, he will open up his bishop, his queen may jump to b6, rook could go to b8, so many things opened up, yeah. So he said, I'll play c4. Okay, it's not for points, by the way. This is only 2 points have been done until now. Take. And now black played the move rook e8, and black is saying, look, I have a small house, I understand I have less space, but also the members in the family are less. If you see here, I have only 2 minor pieces, 2 have already gone off the board, so I can manage. I can put one rook here, I can put the other rook here, and it looks like a good position to me. White said, okay, makes sense. I'll play rook fe1, putting the rook on an open file. Very cool, very nice move. And black here made a kind of, I do not like this move. Maybe h6 is better here, but he played the move a5. Now, the point of this move is not very clear. I don't know why he did it. Just trying to gain space here. So now for your third point in this position, what would you play here as white? There are a couple of good moves, but let's see if you guys can find the best move here. White to move, what would you play here? Yeah, a5 does not let you play queen b6. That's true, Peter Cavan. Overall, a5 is not a good move. That is true. Prajwal Bhatt says rook e3, not bad, Prajwal. Rook a c1. All those who say Reshma, the Devil, Hisoka, Kunj, everyone, rook c1 is a cool move. Yes, absolutely. But there is a better move than this. Or you can say not better, but very much like an interesting move here. Let's see if anyone is able to find it. Yes, Hari Krishnan K, Indian sniper, very good. In fact, the ones who have mentioned rook e3, similar idea. But rook e3 can often have the downside that after queen d7, knight g4, it attacks your queen. That could be a problem. So therefore, rook e2 was played. So this is your third point. Also, all those who mentioned rook a c1 also get a full point here. So I would say rook e2 and rook a c1 both are very good moves. Rest of the moves also, let's say a4, h3, all those make sense, but not so much. Rook e2 was played, and now here rook c8 was played. This is already the start of something very, very dangerous here, because this allows white to double and this gives white a big advantage. So the best way to defend this position would have been h6, pushing the bishop. Now, of course, we want to maintain the tension. We learnt about it yesterday, day before. The tension, the employer-employee kind of relationship. So here, black can never take with the knight, but white can always take. So we want to keep the pressure. So we go bishop h4. But now black plays the move queen to d7, connecting the two rooks. And after you play rook e1, comes a very nice move, which is bishop to d8. Very nice, and gives white, black kind of an equal position, because let's say you take, I take back with my knight, then you can exchange this or you can keep the bishops. Let's say you decide to keep it, then I'll play bishop f6, I'll bring my rook here, and somehow black is unraveling and black is doing very, very fine in this position. Okay, so this was the best way for black to play. But rook c8, now there are problems, because white went rook a1 and white said, now I'm looking at your position here. I also have a threat, which is to take on f6, bishop takes, and rook to e8. You see, this is a big threat. Take on f6, bishop takes, and just pick up the rook. Queen takes, rook takes. You won a queen for a rook, and then you save your queen. This is a big, big threat. So black says, but I don't see the difference here. Yeah, I'm just going to play my queen to d7. Queen d7 was played in this game, and now in this position it is white to move, not for points yet, not for points, but what is the move that white should play here? Think about it. Siddharth Ranade, very nice to know. Thank you so much for your super chat, and thank you for following. He says, Kasakai bhai, Albert versus Kasparov 78 next time. I guess that would mean Kasparov was very young at that point during that game. Yeah, I remember this. It was, I think, one of Kasparov's first like victories when he was young, very famous victories. Interesting. Knight h4, knight d2. So a lot of you have mentioned that you must take on f6. Okay, that is interesting. So actually, he took. There are other moves here, queen d3, there is h4. You have all mentioned these moves, h3. But the right move and the best move is to take. And now for the fourth point, and this is very interesting. I've given a point for black side. Should you take with the bishop or should you take with the pawn? What do you think? I have a couple of super chats here. One is by Shantanu Bengal. You say, Sagar bhai, how about India, Netherlands, Azerbaijan junior tournament, VD, AG and Raja as mentor? Yeah, it's a good idea. In fact, I would say that when it comes to juniors, Azerbaijan has very good talent. Not very sure about Netherlands talent at the very junior level, but yes, it's a very interesting idea. It looks so ugly. It looks so ugly that you have to play g takes f6. It's I feel like crying. Look at these pawns, horrible. All of them sort of disturbed and isolated and doubled. But the thing is, sometimes it helps to survive, and this is the best move to survive. So all those who said g f6 take a full point, because bishop f6 is a losing move. Okay, and now we come to a situation where all of you have to leave everything you are doing right now. Let's say if your television is on, switch it off. If any other tab in your computer is on, leave it. If someone is disturbing you, if someone is calling you, just switch off every little thing and try to find the best move for white now. It's for the fifth point in this position. Okay, what should white play here? Because bishop f6 was very natural. G f6 looked like a good idea, but then white would have just played the move b3. Very simple, keeping control, or any other move. Note that rook e7 is a bad move. Yeah, rook e7 is bad. We'll come to it in a bit, but first I want to know, after bishop f6, what are your moves? What is the best move here? Ooh, everyone here. Vinayak Marar, talent lover, Nihilesh, Reshma Dulgaj, Sayan Roy. By the way, queen a4 Avikumar means I'll just take your queen. Then the rook is still defended. So queen a4 is not a good move. Skull Gaming, yeah, same. Queen a4 is bad. Queen g4, Rahul Norona, Virendra, Debaushnik, Nirav Patel, Rohan Patel, Jatin Sachdev. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Chess lessons with Gaurav. Very good. Thank you for your super chat. Queen g4 is a brilliant move. Okay. This is known as, can you tell me what the name of this theme is? Queen g4. What is, look, if you think about taking on e8 twice, this doesn't work, guys. This doesn't work at all. It leads to a position where black is doing okay. I know that queen plus knight is better than sometimes queen plus bishop, but here the bishop is excellently placed. Knight doesn't have a good square to go to. So therefore, deflection or decoy. Now, there is a small difference between decoy and deflection. I would say decoy comes more towards when you want a piece to come to a specific square. Okay, so for in this instance, you do not want this queen to come to a specific square. All that you want to do is kind of deflect it. Okay, so if let's say you play queen g4 and after queen g4 there is some move like knight f6 check and then you win the queen, that I would call a decoy, because you really want the queen to come to that square. While in this case, the main aim is actually to deflect the queen from the defense of this rook. So there are the pattern here is actually deflection. Deflecting means to move a piece away from where it is. Okay. And also, if you think about it, after queen g4, now if he takes, this is hanging and it's going to be a checkmate over there. There's also back rank weakness in a huge way. This is a big theme here. Queen g4. 1 point for all those who found this, but still it's not over, guys. It's not over. Now let's come back. What if he takes here? Do you think rook e7 is a good move? Now try to think a little bit more. Okay, after pawn takes, I want you to think if rook takes e7 is a good move, and would you take back with the rook or the queen? I mean, you have two options. So would you take back with the rook or the queen? There's a very specific reason why this move I wanted to discuss. It's sometimes, you jump in to actually check, trick your opponent. But the problem is you will often lose if you are not careful. Well, this just we are going back, yeah. If he tricks with the pawn, there's a small trick here. So the good move here is to take with the queen. All those who said the rook, it's a big mistake, guys. The reason being, I take back here. And the thing is, if you give me a check first, I just come back with my rook. And I'm a piece up. I have an extra knight in the position. But if you take here, now black says I'm an exchange up. I'm threatening checkmate. What is the problem? What is the problem here now? White to play and win. Very strong move. Very strong move. White to play and win. Yes, Nihilesh, Sayan Roy, Devika PS. Excellent. Rook, Janil Patel. Yeah, array rook, Sanch. Nice one, guys. This is queen g4 check. I would call it a double attack here. And this is game over. Yeah. And also very importantly, this knight does a great service of defending the e1 square for a checkmate. So, done. He took with the bishop. White played queen to g4. Now black was like, oh my god, what have I done? This is hanging. I cannot take, because after rook takes e8, rook takes e8, rook takes e8, it's a checkmate. What do I do? If I save my back rank mate, I'll lose my queen. I need to control this rook. So actually, after a long thought, he saw that there's only one move that he has. And also very importantly, guys, after rook e2, queen takes d7, rook e1 is protected. So after knight e1, white is completely winning. That is a very important detail. The knight is just always controlling the e1 rook. Okay. So black played the move, queen to b5. Only move here. Queen to b5. Now comes an important moment, guys. White to move for the 6th point. Please be very careful. Don't jump the gun. Don't be quick. Be very careful. What is the move that white should play here for the 6th point? How many of you in the chat have already seen this game before? Because if you have seen it, I think there are a few I saw, they already know, but how many of you have seen it for the first? So, okay, very interesting. Nihilesh, how many people have I been able to trick? Let's see. Charu Jain, Reshma Dulgaj, tricked. Samarth Belthur, tricked. Nihilesh, tricked. Jatin Sachdev, tricked. Sanchit Sharma, tricked. Kaushik Chail, tricked. Oh, all good players have been able to trick, yeah? B. Stopi, tricked. Suresh Ullur, tricked. Very happy. Gaurav Kurmi, tricked. Shripati Surendra, by the way, Sayan Roy, you are very sharp, yeah? Peter Kavanagh also very sharp. So many players I managed to trick with this question. Yeah. I think many of you have seen this game, but many haven't. Oh, welcome Aryan Ranjan, seeing you after a long time. Good to see you. So here, very important to not play the move a4. Horrible move, horrible move. So many people got tricked. Give yourself 0, big 0. Why? Black to play now, black to play and win. What is the move that black plays here to win? Yes, all of you who said a4, very quick. I can imagine you. Okay, guys, you are all watching this either on your computer or on your mobile phone. You're like, oh, queen on b5, a4. Now this is controlled by the pawn. This is controlled by the queen. And I have no, and I'm winning, completely winning. But then you realize, oh my god, queen takes e2, comes in with a beautiful move. This is the only winning move. Yeah, there's no other winning move. You cannot play rook takes e2 because after a takes b5, rook e1, as we mentioned, this is already guarded. Also, I guess here I can even take queen takes c8 with a winning position. So therefore, queen takes e2 is excellent move. Now you must take. After you take, I give a check. If you come back with the rook, I take. Knight takes, and the back rank, first back rank to fall is white's back rank. It's a checkmate. It's a brutal checkmate. And if you play knight e1, I want you to find the winning move. Black to play and win. What is the winning move? What is the winning move? Black to move. Yes, Herbert, Dave, Vinayak, Yashaswi, fantastic guys. Rook takes e1, check to the king, checkmate is the end of this game, okay? Of course, white player was not careless, yeah? He was not careless, he didn't play a4. He would never have come in the history books if he played queen. So the move here is the very, very stunning move. Queen to c4. Unbelievable move. The move here makes so much sense. The thing is, this rook is being defended by this and this. Whoever takes on c4 is going to be a back rank mate. Beautiful move, right? Beautiful. It's just tremendous. I love it. Like, this move is very pretty. So now black thinks, what to do? I can't take the queen. If I take the rook, then I get checkmated. So I must think what to do. And so, yes, as all of you said, he goes back to d7 and he says, nothing changed. Do you want to dance with me? White says, what? Dance? Like, yeah, come to g4 again. I'll come to b5. You come to c4. I'll go to d7. And then we will dance, and then threefold repetition, and then, threefold repetition, and then we'll go back home. White said, sorry, I'm in no mood for a dance today. I'm here for the kill. So white to move, guys. How do you now score your 7th point? Please be careful. Don't get fooled. White to play. And 7th point to be scored here. Am I right? Is this the 7th point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is the 6th one. 6th point. Yeah. Wow, all of you so smart, yeah? So smart. Many of you want to just sacrifice your queen. Guys, why are you doing this? Why are you giving up your queen on c8? I know that you're destroying one of the defenders, but he won't take with the queen. He won't take and allow you to checkmate. This would be beautiful. What he will do is he will take with the rook, and suddenly the piece that you wanted to capture is gone. Lost. So this is not working. Okay. So therefore, the right move, and well done, guys. What you have, all those who have found this move. Is it the 7th point? Really? Nihilesh? Okay. So then I'll keep this as 7th. Queen to c7. Brilliant move here. And this is... Let me just make it very clear here. Is this the 7th point? Queen c7 is amazing move here. This is a brilliant move. Once again, attacking the queen and threatening a checkmate here. And again, you can't take on e2 because queen takes d7 is coming. Yes, it's the 7th point. Okay, I missed something in my notes. I had mentioned this as 6th, but maybe I asked one more question. So queen c7 here. And now black was like, oh my god, this guy is not leaving the queen. Yeah, he wants to get into another form of dance. I'm not comfortable with this form. So he goes queen to b5 in the game. Now, I'm going to ask you what happens after queen to a4. Very important moment in the game. Queen b5 was played in the game, but we'll come to it later. Queen a4. What is the best move for white here? Again, this is for your 8th point. What is the best move? Aryan Ranjan, I don't think queen c8 makes any sense because after takes, e8 square is controlled twice. So doesn't work. Queen takes c8. All those who are saying b3, very good. Some of you are also saying rook e4. I'm so impressed with this chat. This is like filled with super players. But yes, so many of you, Aryan Chopra, Swapnil Gupta, Hisoka Sensai, Tabish Kazmi, Debanjan Maji, Kalai Mas, all of you say b3, and yes, b3 is an excellent move. Now, here you are attacking the queen. The queen, white queen cannot be taken still because there is a mate. So he must go queen b5. Only move here, yes. And now, what's the move? What is the move in this position that you would like to play? White to play here. Oh, now everyone is like a4, 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 a4. Amazing, guys. So cool, so cool, so strong, so strong. Everyone says a4. Fantastic move, fantastic. The queen is attacked, and this time somehow queen takes e2 is not at all working because our queen is blocking this c file. So after rook takes e2, if you take this rook, then I take your rook on c8. If you take my rook, then I take your rook on e8 with a checkmate. So it doesn't work somehow. So after a4, black has to resign this game because there is no way of defending himself. Defending this queen, defending the rook is impossible. There's one trick that I will try. Rook f8 and see how many people I can trick. White to play. What do you play here? Let me see how many people I can trick here. White to move. What should you play here? I'm going to see. Sanket Naik, queen takes b7 here is a bad move. I'll come to it in a bit. But first, a4, rook f8. Shahid Hussain, very good. Sayan Roy, good. Aryan Pandey, good. Aryan Ranjan, good. Yes, Mellow Whitey, I tricked you. How many more people here? No one is getting tricked. Yeah, very strong chat. Very strong. Oh, Samhit Bandla, I think you got it. You got tricked. Prashant Kumar, yes. So, all those who want to take a takes b5, bad idea because rook c7 and then it's equal. Position is equal. In fact, black is better here. The right move is to first sack your queen with a tempo and then black must take back, and then after ab5 you are a rook up. Or if white says, I'm also sacking my queen, what's the winning move here? Guys, desperado after desperado. I sacked my queen, he sacked his queen. Now another sacrifice here. What do you do? What do you do here? White to play. Not difficult. Come on. Yes. Yes. Queen f8. Excellent, guys. Excellent. King takes and rook e2. White wins this game. White wins without difficulty with an extra rook. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. There was one question I was asked here, which was, does queen takes b7 work? Does this work, guys? Does this work? Black to play. Samarth Beltur, I can only tell you that if you write that message again, you will be blocked from this channel, yeah? Not rook e2, guys. Not rook e2. Here, rook e2 means queen takes c8 is hanging. The right move here is the very, very nice, and we've already learned it because the c file is no longer blocked. The right move, as suggested by Amay Pradeep Kanetkar, Shripati Surendra, Peter Cavanaugh, yes, Kanish Bhausar, Aryan Jain, fantastic guys. The right move is queen takes e2 now, and after rook e2 comes the deadly check, and this time it's white who gets checkmated. Takes and mate. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. By the way, one more move here, apart from when he plays queen a4, b3 is what you guys said, but there was one more winning move, and that was a very, very cool move. Rook to e4. And this move makes a lot of sense once you see it, because now the queen no longer, I'm threatening to take. That is one point. I'm also threatening to take on c8, rook c8 and rook a4 when I'll be a rook up. So that is a big threat. And after now when you play queen b5, now I can take on b7 because there is no longer queen takes e2. So all those who mentioned rook e4 here also get a full point. b3 and rook e4 both move. Ayushman Priyadarshi says queen c6 rather than a4. Very interesting move, Ayush. But the problem is that after queen c6, I will not take with the pawn. I will neither take with the queen. Taking with the queen is defending. But the best move is to take on e2. This is a very, very strong move. Because after rook e2, I take back and I'm just winning. Rook up. So queen c6 does not work. It's a very interesting idea. You wanted to block that diagonal, but doesn't work. Okay. Now in the game, black said, I'm playing queen to b5. Let's see how many of you now can get this one. This one is for the 9th point in the game. White to play. What do you do here? 9th point. Be careful. Be careful, guys. You don't want to sort of dance, yeah, here. If you wanted to dance, queen c4, queen d7, queen c7, queen b5, queen c4. We can do that dance. But you want to win. You want to win. So, white to play. Tanisha Boramanikar, queen c4 is it's kind of repeats. So, Shriram, rook e4 here, you want to play. Debaushnik, queen b7. Yes, Debaushnik, very interesting. Aryan Ranjan has taken back his answer. Indrajit forever. Okay, a4. Many of you want to play a4. Many of you want to take on b7. Many of you want to take on a5, a4. These are the 3 moves I see in the chat majorly. But out of these, only one move is correct. Queen b7, queen a5 and a4. Only one move works. Rest all of the moves lose. See, if you are careless, you will play queen b7 here, which is a blunder, as we know, because now the c file opens up for the rook, and that's why in comes the deadly move queen takes e2, and this is game over. Black wins it. So bad. Queen takes a5. This time slightly better than before, because now the queen is controlling e1 square, so it won't end in a checkmate, but it's still bad after queen e2, rook e2, and rook e2. This time I can't go rook c1 check, because after let's say rook e1, this queen defends this and I'll be winning here. But what I could do is to take back here with the rook, and I have a clearly winning position, or at least a huge, majorly better position, because my two rooks are really good here. Okay, so this doesn't work. Therefore, the right move, and all those who mentioned a4 get a full point here. Well done, guys. This time, once again, queen e2 does not work anymore, because after rook e2, there is no check. The queen blocks the c file. So therefore, here after a4, now black says, I need to keep control of this diagonal. So he takes on a4. Now your move here. White to play for the 10th point in this game. What do you do? 10th point. 10th point in the game. You need to be very careful. Dev Marsha, very interesting. Omkar Chakradev, Jatin Sachdev, Ganesh Rathod, fantastic guys, all of you who have mentioned the move. This is such a cool game. Now b3 would not work, guys, because after b3, queen b5, the queen is stable here, and you just are not able to win this. So therefore, the right move, and one which is very pretty, is rook e4. If you look at this position carefully, white's threat is not really to take this queen. Like, imagine it was white's move once again. This is a very good way to understand what the threat is. You just give the move to your opponent here. Like, so for example, with black, if I'm thinking, I'm in the game, I'm thinking, what is white's threat? What is white's threat? Then I can say, okay, I give the move to white back, and what will white play? Because rook takes a4 doesn't really work, I can just take, and queen is gone, and there is no back rank mate. This is completely fine for black. But the threat is actually to take here, and then to take here when you are rook up. This is a big threat. So therefore, here after rook e4, black decided now to play queen to b5. And he's still surviving, in this position, keeping the queen, defending this rook. So your question for the bonus point and the last point of the game, what should you play here? After this move, black resigned the game. Black resigned this game. What is the move? Yes, Omkar, you are right. Jatin Sachdev, you are right. Let me see how many of you. Deep, OP, Challa, Akhil, Tanisha Boramanikar, Nihal King, Ishat Shivhare, Nitin Nair, Rakshit Singh, Sumed Ramteke, Nihilesh, Harshit Thakkar, wow, Naveen JJ, Yash Bharadia, Rachit Kumar Jha, Ishat Shivhare, Deboshnik, so many people of you have. Janil Patel, Avi Kumar, Lloyd Polaran. Many of you have found the answer. Queen takes b7, and this time, guys, the queen would have loved to take the rook on e2, but sorry, the rook has moved to e4, and that is game over. White has won. White has successfully managed to deflect the black queen from this entire diagonal. You can see this, all squares are controlled, and time to say resign. But I'll set one last trap here. Queen a4. What do you play now? Okay, there are many winning moves, but I want you to tell me. What is the winning move here? Well, queen takes c8. Good move. But now you can be, you don't, you're not programmed. Yeah. Now the queen is not on c7. I can just pick up the queen because take, and my queen is safe and I'm completely winning. So rook a4 is just, what a beautiful combination. Yeah. Amazing combination, which began with here bishop takes f6, and this game is a perfect example of two themes: deflection and back rank weakness. So queen g4, queen moves first, then I go here, then he goes here, then I go in, then you come here, then I attack you, then I attack you with the rook, then finally, and the queen is deflected. The queen is deflected, and this is one of the best examples that you will find for deflection and back rank mate. Did you enjoy this game? Let me know. Did you enjoy? And if you did you learn from this? What did you learn from this is also an important point. I would love that you write it here also in the comments section about something that you learned. I really enjoyed last time, like yesterday, there was someone who wrote something very interesting. Yeah, like I don't know the name. He wrote something very cool, and it one second, let me just read out who that was. It was, yeah, Dhanush Prakash, who says, learned many things, always exchange opponents good piece, the queen maneuver, the endgame technique, and he mentioned this, and always feels nice because many more people can see it and learn from it. Rahul Gosal says, moral is h6 khelo mast raho. Well, sometimes you are ambitious in life. Like in this, many people will say, exercise karo, fit raho, khush raho. But the problem is, exercise karne ke liye you may have to give up time, and time is something that you think, oh, I can make money from the time. And that's how people land up in health issues and all. And on the chessboard also, you end up in that. Okay. Virendra says, I learned the concept of deflection. Yes. Aditya Vinayak says, deflection and back rank weakness. Yeah, that is true. Sarvanand says, Alekhine Capablanca. No, Nandan, this is not Alekhine. I thought the combination of back rank threat plus deflection via queen sack was pretty cool, says Keith Mascarenas. Yeah. And I'm going to, so many of you learned deflection and back rank. I'm going to reveal the names of the players. The players were Adams Edwin Ziegler and Torre Roberto Carlos. So it's the famous game Adams-Torre. Remember this, from 1920, New Orleans. There is a big story and a backdrop to this entire thing. Adams-Torre, many people have suggested that this was actually not a real game. It was a game that was made up, because Torre, if you know, by the way, there are two Torres, not to be, you don't sort of get confused between Carlos Torre and the Philippine current GM Eugenio Torre. Eugenio Torre was the first GM of Asia, okay, and he is the one who's still alive and who's still playing chess. But this is Carlos Torre back in the 1920s. He was born in 1904. Very, very big talent. And when he was young, he was sort of adopted, or you can say supported, by Adam Ziegler, who kind of funded him. So White, who supported Torre, it's believed that this game was created because he supported him. It's still a sort of a mystery whether this game was ever played or not. But what we get to learn from this is truly amazing, truly phenomenal. So therefore, I went ahead and showed it to you. For all those who know Carlos Torre, the opening, d4, nf6, c4 e6. There is a Torre opening which occurs, and it is named after him, which happens after d4 nf6, nf3 e6, bishop g5. You see, bishop f4 is the London system, but bishop g5 is the Torre attack, and this is named after Torre, who used to play. So you can also try this out along with London. Bishop goes to g5, and this is a very, very famous game that I'm showing you right now. It's something that I wanted to just add to tell you how great this player Torre was. He was playing Emanuel Lasker. Lasker was the second world champion. And this famous game, I don't know how many of you have seen it, but it could also have been part of one of the Learn from the Classics episode. But I want to just show you the critical moment. Bishop g5, knight d3, rook d3, queen a5. And here b4 was played, queen f5, rook g3, h6, knight to c4, queen d5, knight e3, queen b5. And this is where Torre unleashed a very beautiful combination. White to play. What would you play here? White to move. Just so that you know another classic, it is Torre versus Lasker. What is the best move for white? Yes, windmill game, Peter Cavanaugh, you are right. Siddharthan, well done, well done. Well, queen h6, Reshma, is not the best move, because if you play queen h6, takes, and now a check, then I just block it. It doesn't work. You lose your queen. Yes, Yash Bharadia, you are right. Also, Aditya Chandrayan, fantastic. This this move leads to a very famous motif called the windmill. The windmill is like it always keeps on moving, yes? And the same thing happens after bishop f6. The queen is attacked, and also the g7 pawn. So there's no time for knight g6. So I take here, and now a check. King has to go here. Then I take on f7, giving you a check. Then you come here. Then I take check. This is known as windmill because it keeps repeating. Takes, check, same motive. Now here, there was an option whether to grab another pawn. But eventually, you want to come to g5 and pick up the queen. So what Torre thought was, why should I unnecessarily allow black rook to eventually activate here? So he came here, gave a check, and picked up the queen. And he was piece up, although black managed to get back the piece here. But eventually he was 3 pawns up, and he went on to beat Lasker, which is a big result. And Torre, that's what I can say, was very talented. But in the other game which we looked at, the first one, the main game, it was Adams who won, his sponsor, or you can say his supporter, who won that game. So that was today's game, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Yes, windmill is the most annoying tactic for the defender. Sayan Roy, you are absolutely right. But thank you all for attending this. You may, very soon I'll be making PGNs and everything of these games, so you will get them. I'll put it in the link in the description. Also, do consider becoming a member of ChessBase India if you haven't done so already. All the money that is collected goes to Indian chess players, and that is the main aim of the memberships. And last but not the least, do like this video and make sure you come tomorrow. Tomorrow I intend to do Dr. Chess. It's Thursday, so that would be the plan. And yes, Justice for Grandmaster Chess, we're going to begin it very soon. But well, when you have to coordinate with several people, it becomes sometimes difficult because everyone has a different schedule to keep. But we will do it. We will do it soon. And there are some other plans also. We'll make it happen. But until then, love you all. Thank you all for watching this and improving your chess. Keep improving. And as I always say, the tournaments will begin very soon. And each one of you here has to go and get a rating for yourself in over the board chess. You know, getting a FIDE rating is like a task which you have to tick in over here. And look at the time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, I finished right at 1 hour. Brilliant timing. Very happy. Wish you all a great day today. See you soon. Bye bye.